Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a puzzle that features modular lines today. So this is called Quetzalcoatl by AQJHS, which Quetzalcoatl I think is a god of the Mayans or the Incas, something in Central America. And there are temples dedicated to Quetzalcoatl with strange designs on, so I think that might be what's inspired the puzzle. I'm not entirely sure at all, but I'm looking forward to having a go at it. I think AQJHS is new to the channel. I'm delighted to welcome them and looking forward to having a go. Now, I've got a birthday to do. Simon was tied up today and recorded, I think, yesterday. So this goes out to Harriet, who I know it's your birthday because you wrote to us to tell us, just as last year, that you've got into the channel in the last... No, you've been watching our videos for 4 years, which is great, and even started getting into cryptic crosswords, which is also great. Because of Simon being tied up, I got to do the cryptic crossword video today, so check out the Friday masterclass if you haven't already. And yes, I do also want to mention yesterday's puzzle, which I did, where I did not recognize that there was an extra secret within the puzzle. It was about an integration curve, if I can call it that, and appropriately to the integration equation given, and using the 5 and 1 given digits in the puzzle, which I hadn't appreciated were part of it, you did get to the answer of 156, which was the total of all the cages under the curve. I mean, seriously, hats off to Evan for creating that and having these hidden nuggets that non-mathematicians like me couldn't spot. But that was brilliant, and I'm delighted to learn about it. This is the beauty of the community who watch these videos and can comment on incredibly clever stuff like that. It wasn't just one person who spotted that. Several people did, because they know calculus back to front, and I don't. And I don't know much about Central American gods either, as has probably been proved by either my pronunciation of Quetzalcoatl or something else. Anyway, the only thing I know anything about is Sudoku, so I'll get on with this in a moment. Don't forget that, well, I mean, tomorrow's the Times Crossword Championship. The next week we're appearing in Stratford. Lots of personal activity to do. We're doing a Sudoku workshop in Stratford. I don't think there are many tickets left, so that may be sold out. It is Stratford-on-Avon, not Stratford, East London. So there might be 1 or 2 people who do contact us if you're desperate for a ticket, and we can put you in touch with somebody who bought one for London, but it turns out it's in the Cotswolds. Anyway, that's coming up next week. Also, on Patreon, we've got loads of stuff. We've released this week the duality pack from last year. It was a Patreon reward last year. It's now free this year. So just go to our Patreon site, even if you're not contributing, and you can have a go at that. It's not a live reward, unlike Caroline's Halloween Adventure by the Paint by Numbers Institute, which still has 2 days left to run and is considerably easier. Do check that out. You could still finish it if you started today. But also, it is teasing next month's Patreon reward, which will be Duality 2 by the Skunk Works, and which I am currently testing and enjoying. So do check out our Patreon site. There's always loads of content. There's my very hard crosswords. There's connections videos, loads going on, as there are in our apps, which do feature line Sudoku and sometimes modular lines within that. So if you enjoy this one, that's where to go from. More of the same, but there's also Domino, Sudoku, and many other apps. All on the links under the video, along with our merchandise and Sven's Sudoku pad. And people have been buying the I'm One of Simon's Favourite People t-shirt, so do check it out. It's on the links. And it's proved popular, as we hoped, because everybody said they wanted one. So we've organised it, it's there. Give it a try. Anyway, give this puzzle a try. It's the first link under the video, and the rules are as follows. I did say happy birthday, Harriet, didn't I? Yes, I did. Excellent. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That is 1 to 9. Oh, bother, I've left my notifications on. I'm sorry about the noise. There we go. They're all gone now. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Oh, cells a chess knight's move apart may not contain the same digit. So I delve around for a Knighty McKnightface who will remind me of that rule when I forget it. So that means, for instance, that these two cells could not contain the same digit, because that's a chess knight's move, and so is that. Okay, any 3 consecutive cells along a green modular line must contain 1 digit of each residue class modulo 3, 147, 258 and 369. Now that's a very precise mathematical way of explaining that you can split your number keypad into 3 vertical parts, and one of them is on the left, 147, one of them's down the middle, 258, one of them's on the right, 369, and every set of 3 along a line must contain each of those modulo classes. Okay, digits joined by a black dot have a 1:2 ratio, so one is double the other. Digits joined by a white dot are consecutive. Digits joined by a green dot are both in the same modulo class, the same residue class modulo 3. Not all possible dots are given, of course. Okay, that's an unusual, we've never had a green dot before, so definite innovation going on in this puzzle. Give it a try. I don't know what we're going to find, but I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. You may be able to judge the difficulty by the length of the video or my incompetence. Now, it's clear that some of these lines cross over each other. And that's been very well depicted, I think, by AGJHS within the presentation. So I don't need to do anything about that. Obviously, this digit is 2 or 4. Okay, what I'm going to do, I don't really know how to approach this. I don't think the knight's move is going to come in until later. I think the only way of really getting stuck in is to choose a line, and just by not thinking about it much, I'm going to choose the longest line and start colouring it. So I'll go for the primary colours, red, yellow, blue, because the first 3 digits must all be from different modulo classes. So what I then know is that we're going to alternate every 3 cells along this line with these colours, because this group of 3 has to have 1 of each as well, and it's already got yellow and blue. So then we go red, and then the next group of 3 has already got blue and red, so we go yellow. So I'm going to alternate red, yellow, blue all the way along it, and see if we end up with anything that teaches us anything at all about the puzzle. I would love to find triples so that we can eliminate things. And I'm not finding triples. I'm finding double blue, double blue. That's tricky. Okay, on this one, this is a 7-cell line, which I can tell because there are only 2 cells in the box it doesn't fill. And that means that one of the digits will repeat, one of the modulo classes, let's be precise, sorry, will repeat 3 times, including at both ends. Okay, I can well, it's obvious that that's not red, both from the fact that the other 2 cells in the box are going to be the other 2 colours, and from the fact that in row 1 you can't have 4 reds. That's the sort of thing I'm really trying to look for in this puzzle. So the repeating, well, okay, I'm going to use different colours, just see if I can work out anything. If we start with orange for those 3, green for the one that repeats there and there, and grey for the one that repeats there and there. Yeah, this is good, because grey can't be the same as blue. Well, that's something. We know that orange can't be the same as red. I don't know. I'm wondering about the knight's move or something. I don't know. If I can't tie up to this, what hope have I got of extending this shading I did on the long line into the rest of the puzzle? Maybe I've started with the wrong line. What about... okay. This red is either the same as grey or green. Yeah, hang on. I don't know whether to look at column 1 or column 9, but I think both are quite interesting. Column 1, these 3 digits are one of each. Column 9, let's try that first. So we've either got a sequence of 1, 2, 4 here, or a sequence of 2, 5, 8. Now that is weirdly going to mean that these two are in the same modulo class, and that one's in a different one. And down here, those two are in the same one. But yeah, I don't know. There might be something to do in column 9. Also, I'm wondering about the knight's move. Am I going to be meant to find some? Look, all of these 3 all see that cell. That's quite interesting. And maybe I'm going to have to find cells in the puzzle which can't be one colour by virtue of something like that, and then colour them something else. But all I know up here is that red is not orange, so red is either grey or green. Oh, I was about to say, can orange not be blue? No, does orange have to be blue, was what I was going to say. Ah, no, I mean, again, I'm looking at these 2 blues and going, oh, it's a double X-wing. That's going to put 2, though, make blue definitely orange. But I cannot be sure of that because these digits might be different. They're not necessarily the same digits. If say blue was 258, we might have, okay, it's all good. Okay, let's say blue was 258. There must be a repeat digit between those 2 dominoes, because obviously there aren't 4 different digits in 258, so there must be a repeat. That digit must be in row 1 in box 1 in one of these 2 cells. We obviously know that blue isn't red. So whatever digit does repeat in those, and it might be 2 of them, but it might only be 1, must be in one of those cells. So blue is orange, so I can colour my orange blue. Now, grey can't be yellow, because there would be 4 yellows in the row. So grey is red, and green is therefore yellow, the other colour. And this cell, which is the last one in its box, has to be the 3rd yellow. Now this doesn't really help, because that's 1 each of blue, red, yellow. So is that. This must be 1 each of blue, red, yellow. And I don't know what that means for me at all. Okay, I can colour this in, because it's the last cell in row 2. We need another blue. We've got to have 3, 3, and 3 in every row, column, and box. That's the last red. Okay, so up here we have a yellow and a blue. Now, maybe I can come down column 9 now, because I've got double red there, and I've got double of the same there, and double of the same here. This is by alternation, because that's the 1st and 4th cell on the line, and that's what we worked out about black dots. So, purple and orange are blue and yellow in some order, because otherwise we'd have 4 reds, or indeed 4 purples or 4 oranges if we tried to match them. Oh, that pair are both different, because a white dot is always combining consecutive digits, and because you're moving left in the keypad, you must be in different modulo classes. And we've had all 3 blues in this box, so that is a yellow-red domino, and this cell is the last yellow in the box. Now, it doesn't really help here, but it got 1 more cell coloured. And I'm settling for anything. Okay, I'm going to have to find something about these shapes, which I'm thinking of as the Quetzalcoatl shapes, because they feel very consistent in the puzzle. Those two are the same. Oh, that's the same by the green dot thing. So this is a group of the same colour. These two must be the same, given that they alternate every third cell along the line. And that's the same because that's what the green dot rule is. So these three are all the same. They're not yellow. And they're not purple, but I don't know, purple might be yellow as well, so that may not be telling me anything yet. But it's very interesting that they're all the same. Ah, goodness. Now, this is one of each that aren't grey or purple. Oh, well, one of these is purple, because grey is not purple, and purple appears on the line. So let's call those purple and dark green. And these are one each of purple and dark green. Ah, excellent. Well, this one can't be purple because all three purples are there. So this is dark green. And then we trace back 3 back down the line. That's green. This one's purple. That one's purple. Now I'm going to take those orange colours out because I don't know how they relate to green, purple and grey, or even to red. Now, is that grey or green? I don't know. But we're beginning to get some traction here. Now, these two can't be purple, and they are the same on their line. They can't be purple because there'd be 4 purples in row 5. Are they green or are they grey? And can I possibly tell? I suppose in a similar way, these two are the same and can't be yellow. And down this column, what is it? Those two are the same. Oh no, that's quite interesting. These two are the same by virtue of this line and its repeating digits. And that means this box has 2 of one and 1 of another. That must, because we've had 1, 1, 1 up there, this box must have 2 of one and 1 of another as well. Oh, I thought I was going to relate those two together. No, it's not going to do that. Maybe I need to think about these green dots, but we're getting a bit out of my comfort zone. I'm not really in my comfort zone, if I'm honest, anyway. But, okay, let's have the same thought. Those two are the same colour. Who knows what that is? These two are the same colour and they're not yellow. I've done that already in my head. And there's this. This is either, purple is either yellow or blue. If it was blue, this would be seeing, oh, that's irrelevant, 2 blues and 2 yellows. I'm not interested in that, actually. Oh, down here, do I know? No, I don't. All I know is those two are the same, and they're not red or purple. Ah. I want to say they're not grey, and I'm right. That's really interesting. These ones are not grey because where would this grey cell? Oh, no, 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 no. No, it's just too easy to make too strong an assumption here. I was going to say that that grey cell can't be in one of these 3 if grey is not yellow. I mean, in fact, I know grey is not yellow because of this row. So maybe I should mark this grey as red or blue and know that those 3 are the same colour, and mark this purple as blue or yellow because it can't be red. Maybe that's the way I should do this. And green is not blue. That's quite interesting. So green is red or yellow. I hadn't even really noticed that. And now I just have to remember that those 3 are the same, these 3 are the same. That is blue or yellow. These are all different colours. So I have used 2 of each colour in this box already. So if those were yellow, well, I don't know, it doesn't really mean that. It doesn't mean that those 2 being yellow puts 2 yellows here. It just doesn't mean that. These 2, in fact, are blue or yellow. That's the opposite to the blue or yellow in these cells. Oh, am I just over confusing myself too much? Do I need one of those Knight's Move things to actually disambiguate what's going on? I'm sorry, I am finding this very difficult. If I could look into this box here with a Knight's Move, that might be interesting, but red won't all look into one cell. No, I don't know how to pull that off. Sorry, I am getting a bit stuck here, but I do need to be careful with my assumptions, because if I make a bad assumption at this stage, I am just lost in the woods forever. Now, I could come down here, and since that's 1 of each... Oh, well, actually, I'm going to know something about these. Right. Let's colour this one grey, green and orange. Green in those, orange in those 2. Now, this is 1 of each, grey, green and orange, so that's the last green in the box. And now green can't be this colour, which has appeared 3 times already. Well, that's interesting. This is either green or orange, isn't it? That's because there's a group of 3 in this row already that's knocking out all of those cells straight away. So this one is green or orange in this box. And all of these aren't green if I try and relate them to box 4. Got these 2 greys. What does that mean? It means those 2 greys are in this group of cells, but that's not helpful. Now, I was going to look down here where I've got to have 1 single grey, no oranges. These must be an orange, grey and green. 2 greens, 1 grey, no oranges. And here, maybe that's even more important. Here, I'm going to have 2 oranges and 1 grey, because that's 1 of each. 2 oranges and 1 grey. Yes, that is good, because there must be 2 cells here that are the same. It's those 2. They're 2 oranges, and that's 1 grey. That must also be grey. These 2 are green. Ah, okay, that's got to be right. Now, these remaining cells in the box are 1 of each, but down here I was going to have 2 greens and a grey in this column to match this one. Oh yes, this was 1 of each, so that's orange. Well, I mean, I don't know. Am I getting any closer to the truth? Yes, I am. Look, this is a group of cells that are all the same, because those 2 are the same on its line, and then we've got the green thing. So that's clearly not orange. And what was I getting in this column? A green and a grey. This is either green or grey. And then those 2 are the same. That's the 3rd colour. So I'm so sorry, but this is the only way I can try and keep this in my head. I've got, in this row, those couldn't be orange or light blue, so I've gone purple. And I can colour purple on this line, but purple's not a colour I really wanted. These ones, however, are orange as a result of that, which is quite interesting information. to me now. Have I got a Knight's Move thing here? They all see that cell and that cell, but they couldn't have been orange anyway. Oh, blast. I just want to tie all these colours up. Is it so unreasonable a request? Ooh, orange can't be yellow because of column 5. There would be 4 of them. Now, did I know... Well, orange can't be that red or blue. So it's the other one of red or blue that isn't in those cells. Oh, come on, give yourself up. Oh, I don't know how this works. Because I don't know what blue is. That's purple. Because blue's either making up the set of grey or green in box 7. I do begin to feel that once I actually get a relationship established between one set of colours and another, then I might get the third set brought in as well. But I am struggling now, because once it doesn't work, then I'm just left in confusion. Those, I was going to say those 3 are all different. I don't know that. That's not necessarily true. So they're not looking at that cell and proving it's not purple, even if that would have helped, which it might not have. Oh, come on, Mark. What's going on? Green and orange are different. Either that's 3 grey. Ah, that can't be 3 grey, or this line wouldn't make sense, because that's 1 of each. Good. So this is not a grey cell. This is green. Purple has gone green. That's the sort of thing we want. We're getting something related. Blue has gone grey. I was going to say it's gone orange, which would have been madness, but it's gone grey, which is mad enough. Now, these 2 are an orange and a green. Oh, and these 3 include the last grey in the row. So that must be the 3rd grey in box thingy. And they include a green and an orange. That's fine. That's what we expect. Now, what else? That can't be grey, so that can't be grey. So one of those is grey, one of those is grey, that's the 3rd grey in the row. I'm getting more done in grey, green and orange than I did in red, yellow and blue now, which is annoying in a way, in a new way. And that triple grey, these green dots are more powerful than I'd understood really. That set is not yellow, that's all I know. No, it's not all I know, because it's not orange or green. So that set is grey. Oh, goodness. Right, and this thing is not green. This is the same in both cases, and it can't be grey on this line, and it can't be green in this row. So it's orange. Must be. And these 2 must be green. Now I've got my 3 greens in this column. Oh, but I don't know what... Yes, I do. Now I know that blue is orange, because I've got 3 greens and 2 greys in this column. Yes, right. Blue is orange. Okay, I'm going to ignore those cells for now and just change these ones up here. Now... green, grey and orange. I'm trying to change everything into green, grey and orange. That's 1 of each. The orange can't be grey. I knew orange couldn't be grey. Orange can't be yellow. I've put orange up here. It's green. I want to relate green or grey to the top 3 yellows and reds. Oh. Can this... This yellow is not orange. We know that in boxes 1, 2, 3, and we know it's not grey. So this yellow, we know it's not orange. and we know it's not grey, so it's green. So yellow is going green. Okay, let's do that for those cells. Yellow is going green, and red is going grey because it's all that's left. And let's just get rid of that. This is now, I can now do this whole grid in grey, orange and green. I'm sorry if those weren't the colours you were hoping for. This is an orange and green mélange. Now, down here, this is not able to be grey or green. So this pair, which are the same, is orange. This pair is green. They're the same as well. Okay, now we've got grey and orange there, grey and orange here. Ooh, come on. Yes, in this column, that's looking at 3 greens in the column, 3 greys in the box. So that's orange, that's grey, and I can do this line. They're all orange. This one to finish the box is orange as well. To finish the column, that's green. To finish the box, that's grey. To finish the column, that's green. This pair, I still don't know which way round they go. Silly domino. Okay, let's look at the columns 4, 5, 6 now. What have we got finished off? Not a lot, actually. Okay, I've got 3 oranges and 3 greens in row 5, so everything else there is grey. That's given me 3 greys in column 5. So that is orange or green. My goodness. Okay, let's take out the colouring from those cells that are part coloured there. This is all correct so far, whatever that means. Whatever that means. There's 1 orange and 1 green there. There's 1 orange and 1 green there. Here we have 1 of each in the central box, and here 1 of each. Can I really do any more at the moment? I don't know. So maybe next I have to start coming up with numbers, which sounds like the biggest impossibility ever. But if orange is, this pair is either 2 and 8 or 1 and 4. So orange is not the 3, 6, 9 triple. Is that really all I've got from numbers? I mean, literally, they're going to have to be disambiguated using the black dots somehow. That feels mad. Okay, but this pair is either 2 and 8, in which case the last digit in its column is in that colour is 5, or it's 1 and 4, in which case that's a 7. I mean, that's weird, but it is true. And that orange digit appears here in box thingy, box 6. Ah, this is the flimsiest, but that grey digit appears there, and in one of those 2, and in one of those 2, and one of those 2, and there in row 4. Oh, so it's got to be here in box 2. And of course, the old knights move might come into play at some point if I'm posting individual digits. Yes, 5, 7 can't go there. It must go in one of those. Orange 5, 7. Oh, this is going to be a very strange way of completing this puzzle. Not what I was expecting at all. One of those is 2 or 4. One of those 3 is 2 or 4. I mean, again, this sort of thing is possible. Those 3 greys all see that cell, but I already knew it couldn't be grey because I've had them all. Bother. Oh, those 2 digits. See that one. So that has to be the same as that. Oh, well, now we're getting really just crazy. How are you meant to solve this? It's so wacky. Okay, if that's a 2, this is a 5-8 pair. And then their positioning will determine these. So that one must not go there. It must, that one goes there. Let's give them a letter. I don't know how to do this, so I'm going to try every trick I've got. They're A and they're B, and they're going with 2.4. So that's A down here. Now, this one, that's interesting. This sees all of these digits by knight's move. So A in the central box gives us our last grey there. That's quite exciting. If you're nerdy like me, that is where you get your big excitements in life. And this is B. I thought that was going to lead to colouring the rest of the grid. It didn't, but never mind. That's A. That's A. B could be in either of those, I suppose. B is in one of those. No, B isn't there by knight's move. Oh, Nighty McKnightface, you're doing some sterling work today. So B is now here in box 9, here in box 7. It can't be there by knight's move, so that's B. And that's B in box 1. And it's in one of those two, and we know where. You see, that is helpful. Because of this B, it's got to be there, so that's grey. And now this one is the last colour in the column, which is green. Now I can finish the central column with orange. And now I've got orange and green left to post here, and here, and here. And I'm going to have to do the same sort of exercise for orange and green. So A and B go with 2.2 or 4. Sorry, I was going to call it 2.4. So the other digit from A and B is a 2 or a 4. That's A. That's the 2 or 4. That's A. That's A. And that's the 2 or 4 in the corner. And that's all the greys coloured in various flavours and tastes and nonsense. Right. So I've got this other digit beginning to float around, a 5 or 7. And let's make the other orange ones. I don't know, maybe orange isn't the place to start. Or maybe this box isn't the place to start. Now I'm going to do it. That's C and that's D. This sees the C and the 5 or 7, so that's D. And that's in one of those two and one of those two. And in the central box, look, D sees that cell by knight's move. Oh, you're a little gem. And D sees those two cells, so that is D and is orange. And that's going to finish off all our oranges in the puzzle, and all our greens, and all our yesteryears. Our lighted candles, the way to dusty death. C, that has to be the 5, 7, and that's the C. And D has to be there. Oh, this isn't going to spread still. Yes, that's the C in the row. So that's the D and that's the 5, 7, which by knight's move can't be there. So that's 5, 7, that's C. I don't know about up here, but that's 5, 7 and D. That's C in the top row. That's 5 or 7. This is C in the second row. The knight's move of that is not significant. Now, 5, 7 in box 8 is there. It's in one of those. This is C and D in some order, so is that. This C, though, sees both of those cells. So that's C. Now that's 5, 7, and that's D. This is one of those puzzles that's going to unwind in a flurry if I ever get one actual digit somewhere in the puzzle. And there, 5, 7, and D. So they're all marked. Now I had better do greens, because I don't know really how else to go about the puzzle. So I've used A, B, C, and D. I might as well use E, F, and G. So let's see what happens. E, F, G there. That's G, that's E. F can't be here by the knight's move. So F's there, that's G, that's E. This one sees F and G. That's E, that's F, that's G in the column. That's not E by Knight's move, so that's F, that's E. G is there in box 2. This is now F, it sees both, that's G. Why did I type E? Just to frighten myself. That's F. This can't be G by Knight's move. So this is all going to work. That can't be F by Knight's move. Nor can that. So we're filling all of these in. That's G, E, I know the order. And that's F. So these digits have all propagated around the grid. Now, somehow, I'm going to use the black dots and the white dots to choose whether C is 1, 2, whether this is 1, 2, 4. How? C is there and there. Right, well, C can't be 1, obviously, because then these would both be 2s. So, can C be a 4? That's the next thing I'm going to think about. If it was a 4, we've got a 2 there. Here, we're going either 4, 3, 2. We're not, because G is not 2. We would be going 4, 5, 6. If C was 4, we're going 4, 2, 1 there. Now, that makes the 5 or 7 digit a 7. And what did I do over here? 4, 5, 6. So it could have been a 7. That was all right. Okay, I don't know quite whether, I didn't find a problem with C being a 4. Let's try C being a 2. And these go 2, 4, 8 with 5 in the 5 or 7. Here they would have to go 2, 3, 4, and that doesn't work because those are not the same digit. So C is not 2. So the only other C could be 4, but it can't be 1 or 2. Can C be 8? If C was 8, this goes 8, 7, 6. This goes 8, 4, 2, and this digit is a 5. Oh, bother, that seems to work. So C is either 4 or 8. I'm just going to do that now. And then this either goes 4, 2, 1 or 8, 4, 2. I don't know how I'm meant to disambiguate this at all, but hopefully I will stumble on the way in a moment. This one, if it was 8, it's obviously going 8, 7, 6. But if it was 4, didn't it have to go 4, 5, 6 because it couldn't go 4, 3, 2? Yes. So it's G is always 6. Isn't that peculiar? G is always 6. And here's my first digit in the puzzle after 37 minutes. G is 6. Now that didn't hit. The only white dot it hit was this one where we're already uncertain. It didn't hit this one, which is the white dot I haven't used at all to get in this position of uncertainty. I've got a 5, 7 pair here. How on earth do I use anything now? I mean, I'm finished with the knight's move. I've done all that. I now have to identify these digits. I've been able to start with a single 6. Oh, 6 is the modulo thing. I'd forgotten the modulo class. So 6 goes with 3 or 9, doesn't it? So all of E and F are 3 or 9, including this cell on a white dot. That's where it must be interesting. Now, can B be 8? It can if grey here is a 2. Then what's happening? Then we've got 4, 2, 1 here. 4, 5, 6 here, and I'm arguing for B to be 8. Well, that looks fine. Is there any chance it doesn't work if E is 3 and B would have to be 2 or 4? Yes, that doesn't work because in this box, 2 and 4 have to be on this black dot sequence. It's either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. B can never be 2 or 4, so it can never sit here next to 3. That's extraordinary. So E is a 9. Oh, can I not highlight E's? Yes, I can. E is a 9. F is a 3. Sorry, I need to just get this done right. B is definitely 8 now, isn't it? Because of the white dot up at the top. B is definitely 8. Now I know that C is 4. I'm always in the wrong mode when I sorry. It's because I have to switch between the modes. Okay, now, oh, this 2 or 4 thing is always a 2 now. D is always a 1. Brilliant. And we're going to be finished in less than, well, just over 40 minutes now. We've got 5 and 7, but we know from the modulo sets that this 5, 7 one is a 7. And A's are 5s, and we're finished. Look at that puzzle. That is crazy times. However, I did not get a tick there. And yet what can possibly have gone, well, what can possibly have gone wrong is that this didn't work. So this was not right. 4, 7, 6 is not a sequence that is allowable. So I was back here and I said this couldn't be 3 because B couldn't be 2 or 4 because it's there in box 6, not on the 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8 triple. How can that possibly be wrong? Have I just done some, I mean, I can't have done something wrong. I've got all the cells marked. E had to be 9. I believed that. B had to be 8. And where does this start going wrong on the dots? This is now 4, 2, 1. And that's going to be 4, 5, 6. Why is that wrong? Maybe I just misattributed the sets. F was going to be 3 now because it's in the green set. That gets us 3 in the corner. I never spotted that happening before. Now, maybe I did just misattribute the sets. I thought this had to go 4, 2, 1. And that would go 4, 5, 6. And I mean, I think that's all right. So maybe I just did something mechanically wrong. C's are 4s. These 2s or 4s are 2s. And these D's are 1s. Surely this is right. Why? Oh, maybe it was when I highlighted the 5s and 7s. Oh yes, I highlighted all the 5, 7s and it picked up that one as well. Ah, I see. So what I need to do is just do the remaining. Okay, it was just a mechanical robot failure by my brain. Those ones are in the 1, 4 set, so they're 7s, and these ones are 5s, and that will be right. Oh, what a relief. There we go. That's a very clever puzzle, but I don't think I messed it up. I only messed it up at the very end. Great stuff there, Quetzalcoatl. What an intriguing idea. Modular sets. I tell you what, having done that, I don't want to do stuff with modular colouring for quite a while because it really did my head in. Anyway, it was great fun. I hope to see you again on the channel soon. As it is, bye for now.